So today I have my first Titanfall gameplay to show you guys that I got to record down at the EA Titanfall event in London on the 6th of February. Now myself and a number of other YouTubers, as well as some journalists from magazines and websites, got to head down to the event and play and record Titanfall on either the Xbox One or the PC. But because of embargo and NDA rules, we haven't been allowed to release a gameplay until today. But that's given me some time to look over my gameplay and really gather my thoughts on the game. Now of course, as you can see from the title, this is my first impressions, but you do have to remember this actually isn't the first time I've had chance to play the game. I have played Titanfall in September of last year down on the Xbox One in London, but of course that was so early on, we've got to assume that was probably a alpha build of the game, but this is now the beta build, a much more complete version of the game, and of course I was playing on the PC, which is a platform I will be playing the game on when it's released, so today I can give you a much more rounded and complete first impressions of the game. But before we jump in, the EA guys down at the event were cool enough to give me some very nice Titanfall goodies that I want to give away to you guys. So if you'd like a chance to win either a Titanfall t-shirt, a Titanfall 32GB USB, or coolest of all, a Titanfall style Xbox One controller, all you have to do is leave a like on the video and leave a comment down below, and I will be picking a winner very, very soon. So first off, I want to talk about the way this game played. Now, as I said, this is all PC footage recorded by myself, using a keyboard and mouse. There was no controller involved, and the settings on the PC were locked. I think at high settings we couldn't change any of those ourselves, and the computers were either running 770 or 780 GTX graphics cards, so they were pretty high-end PCs. But with all that said, we did still see some frame drop now and again, especially in a situation with maybe 2 or 3 Titans on screen, explosions going off, lots of action. You did notice a considerable amount of frame drop. Now, because we were recording with Shadowplay, not DxTory, we didn't have any kind of frame counter in the corner, but taking a guess, it did look and feel like most of the time we were playing between maybe 50 and 70 frames a second, and when we saw a little bit of frame drop, we could probably be dropping down to maybe 40, 45 frames. So it wasn't the end of the world. We were still running probably above 30 frames for the majority of the time, but it was a little bit surprising to see that kind of frame drop, especially on a Source engine, which is an engine that has been around for some time now. But you do have to admit, even looking at this gameplay here, for a Source engine game, this is still a very impressive looking game. Now during the event we got to play on 2 different maps and 3 different game modes, some of which has never been seen before. Now this first map is called Angel City. It's a map we've all seen in early trailers, and it's the same map I got to play in the early build in 2013. Now the second map is called Fracture. It's never been seen before. I do have gameplay of that later in this video, so stay tuned for that. And that map is a much more open, widespread map with definite Titan gameplay designed in mind. Now out of the 2 different game styles, you have Titan and Pilot gameplay. I much preferred staying on foot and moving around very quickly as a pilot. And I do think if you play Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4 and you prefer running around as an infantry player rather than in a vehicle or a tank or an aircraft, you're probably going to be in the same position as myself. Playing as a Titan was very enjoyable, but I definitely preferred moving around much quicker on foot, taking out enemy players. Now the 3 game modes we got to play included Attrition, which you can see I am playing here. Very similar to Team Deathmatch, you simply have to kill as many of the enemy team as quickly as you can. The second game mode was called Hardpoint, very similar to Domination in Battlefield 4. There are 3 flags spread around the map, A, B and C, and you have to simply capture and hold as many of those flags as you possibly can. Now the third and final game mode was called Last Titan Standing. Now you can probably tell from this title that every single player spawns in a Titan, and whichever team or player has their Titan left at the end of the round is the team that win. Now if your Titan is destroyed, you can still continue on foot as a pilot and try and capture and take an enemy Titan, or simply kill as many enemy Titans as possible with your anti-Titan weapon. But once your Titan and your player is killed, you are out of the round until the round is concluded. And as I said, whichever team has a Titan left at the end wins. It's a pretty fun game mode to play. Now throughout this gameplay, as you can see, I've been running with the preset Rifleman Pilot loadout with a fully automatic carbine rifle, an anti-Titan rocket launcher and a semi-automatic pistol. I've also been running with the standard Assault Titan loadout. But as you can see at the bottom there, you do have custom classes that when you eventually unlock, you can then set up your own weapon class with different kits and different perks. So this system is very similar to Call of Duty. You start off with a few preset loadouts, and as you slowly level up, you can then set up your own class. Now this gameplay is from the second map, Fracture, which as I said, does seem to be designed more about Titan gameplay than pilot gameplay. So if you do find yourself running around as a pilot on foot, you will notice you move around the map a lot less quickly than the likes of Angel City. Without as many buildings and structures to run up and run through, things are a lot more slower paced and do seem to be designed for more Titan gameplay in mind. And of course, if you are playing as a pilot out in the open and a Titan appears, you will be in a bit of a sticky situation. So it is good to see these different maps designed with different play styles in mind. The likes of Angel City, more based around infantry combat with lots of buildings to move in and move through, and then these big open maps that are great for game modes like Last Titan Standing that are definitely designed with Titan gameplay in mind. Now one of the big questions you guys asked me was, does this game feel polished and complete, or are we going to see some day one issues and patches needed with the likes of glitches and hit detection as we saw with Battlefield 4? Now of course this was a closed event and we were playing on LAN, so I can't give you an honest opinion about the hit detection, but I can tell you of course this is built on the Source engine, and we've seen the likes of Counter-Strike built on this engine for a number of years, and it is a renowned engine for first person online shooters, so the hit detection I can guarantee will not have any issues to the level we saw with Battlefield 4. And in my honest, humble opinion, this game does feel very complete. Even when I played it in the alpha stage, the same day I played Battlefield 4 at Eurogamer, this game did feel much more well-rounded than the likes of Battlefield 4. So honestly, I can tell you, I don't think we're going to see the same issues, especially to the same level as we saw with Battlefield 4 on release. This game does feel very well polished, very well-rounded. We may see some issues with weapon balance, maybe a few glitches here or there, but I really don't think we're going to have any game-breaking issues like we saw with Battlefield 4 when the game is first released. So that's all we've got time for today. I don't want to make this video too long, but I will have more impressions and first opinions of the game coming very soon. So in the comments below, leave any questions you have about Titanfall. I will try and answer as many as I can in the next video. And I will be answering the big question about Titanfall: is 6v6 enough players for this game? So if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave me a like. It does help me out a lot. Leave all your thoughts and comments below. And of course, you will be in with a chance of winning some of those Titanfall goodies. But in the meantime, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.